Welcome to the Tea Tie Pod, where, as I normally say, we take off our tie, we offer some tea, and speak with guests, get them to relax and tell us what makes them tick in Africa, in Angola, and beyond. And as before we said, we are at the conference in Luanda, which is all about financing infrastructure development in Africa. And we are with our partners here, copy a group of companies. I'm your host, KD, and I'm here with my co-host. So we have the CEO of Banco Buy with us.
Welcome.
And this is really interesting because we have a bank. What are we talking about? We're talking about finance. So why not bring in the CEO of the first bank to get an IPO in Angola and get to know a bit more about him. So welcome, Dr. Luís Lelis.
Please do not call me doctor, because I truly believe that doctors are the medical ones.
Perfect.
Medical
I
profession.
agree the same
Please
thing.
call me Luís Lelis. I'll be fine. You know.
Perfect. That works
So
for us.
let's just break this
Let's
barrier.
break the ice, okay.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Again, you guys caught me unprepared, so I want to make sure that everybody knows that I did not prepare for this. So this was a surprise, but let's go.
Okay, let's go.
We're
Please
very
go.
delighted to have you here, Mr. Lelis. And again, we are in this summit talking about finance infrastructure for development of Africa. How key is the banking sector for this movement of development of the infrastructure in Africa?
Well, Africa is the continent of future. We're already
That's
working towards the future. And, the financing needs are enormous. The population of Africa in the coming 10, 15 years is going to be about 1 billion.
Yeah.
That's 1 billion. And all these young people coming in need job opportunities. And the job opportunities in Africa, in a continent that is at a stage of development that needs to grow rapidly, we need to make sure that investments are made in infrastructure.
Yeah.
We're talking transportation, logistics, telecommunications, and energy. And we must integrate our economies. We must be able to break the psychological frontiers, the psychological barriers of trade between our countries.
That's
And
true.
the best way to do it, in my own view, is not through political, I would say, action, but really making sure that the business across the borders flows. And the way that it will flow is on the basis of infrastructure. If the infrastructure is there, we will grow very rapidly. So this event is a very excellent opportunity for us to discuss about the challenges, the barriers. Why are the politicians talking about the opportunities
But
and the
not
private
the
sector
sector.
is not taking it?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What are the challenges? And this discussion needs to be with foot on the ground, so we discuss the practicalities. How do we manage, to make things happen? We in the private sector are very pragmatic. We would like to have things work.
Okay.
And if we take the barriers, the invisible barriers that create challenges for doing business, things will come to fruition very rapidly. As an Angolan bank that was established 30 years ago with the view of developing and finding solutions to finance the economic growth of Angola, we also see an opportunity to be a partner, across Africa. We are already present in other 2 countries in Africa,
Okay.
Cape Verde, and we have an equity participation in a bank in São Tomé and Príncipe.
Okay.
And we are looking towards other opportunities. So, as Angolan entrepreneurs move and make investments outside, we will
want to also
naturally
move
follow.
across it. Okay.
So I see this as a stepping stone to make it happen.
Okay. So if I can ask, are there key strategies that Banco Buy has put in place to support infrastructure development? As we know, when we talk about infrastructure development, financing infrastructure development, we always look at bringing in investment from outside Africa into Africa. Does Banco Buy have any strategies to support
Well,
within?
again, when I look at my balance sheet, we are a small bank compared compared to other huge banks
Yeah.
in Africa and in the world. And we must be humble enough to know our size and the limitations that come with our size. But we can do things in Angola, okay, that will be integrated with other initiatives that are happening, across the border. Lobito Corridor, everybody's talking about Lobito Corridor. It is one of the examples of how Angolan banks, how banks of our size can commit and also participate in a partnership. But we will always require additional funding. But we should not and we must not be limited to the funds that are coming from outside Africa.
Yeah.
Okay? We have and we must find creative ways of exchanging, exchanging opportunities. I wouldn't say to go as far as barter, but maybe we must find financing solutions that cater to the needs of our own entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Okay, but external funding, I mean, it's very welcome. It's very welcome because in the end, it's not free. We pay
That
for
is-
it. We
that
pay
is
interest. Yeah,
That
and
is
we
true.
pay a very high cost.
That is true. That is true.
But the potential return is there. Okay.
Something that many people also have a misconception of the finance side. It has to do with direct financing those infrastructure
Exactly.
projects without noticing that there are also companies that provide services on the project itself,
Exactly.
which the private banks can come along.
Exactly.
Well, along this line, I'd like to know, is there a window of opportunity that BI sees to work alongside, let's say, African Development Bank and other exim banks?
We work with the multilateral financing institutions,
Okay.
Afrexim Bank, African Development Bank. I mean, if the opportunities are there and we find that there is a match, we will work with them. I myself am traveling tomorrow to Casablanca to attend the African Financial Summit
Okay.
in Casablanca. Really to discuss, opportunities of financing, to get to know what the other institutions are doing in order to facilitate financing. So we're open to discuss.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that needs to be a win-win situation.
That's true.
Otherwise, I mean, I'm not going to bring additional costs to my shareholders because as a publicly listed company in the stock exchange, I must make sure that I ensure that a proper return on capital for my shareholders. But at the same time, making sure that the investments that are made in Angola are sustainable, not only in Angola, but across the border.
Okay. No, that's great to hear. Now, Mr. Luís Lelis, thank you so much for being
Well,
part of it.
thank you so much.
We are here, as I said before, with a company, which is Copy, a group of companies, and we're here with Grudo, who is one of the managers there. And I'm sure he may have a question. We can do Portuguese.
My question is, we Copia, we are the leader of consortium at hydroelectric dam in Kapulo Kabasa. So we asked that we are looking for investment, and we are fighting also with this
To get the financing.
To get
to get
finance.
finance
Okay.
for buy.
Well-
And we don't know why not so far.
I don't know. I was trying. I connected. For some reason, the internet is not working here.
Okay.
But because I wanted to check on our CRM what happened.
Okay.
What I know is that your request was cancelled on April 25th.
Oh, wow.
That's what I see this year. Okay, I'll go back and check.
Okay.
But again, has a listed company in the stock exchange as a bank that is regulated by both by the central bank and CMC. There are certain requisites that we must, abide for
Okay.
and fulfill in order to do our business. I know that some clients always say, like I say in Portuguese, o buy é muito complicado, meaning we're too complicated to get a loan or a financing at buy. But that is because we make sure that we fulfill, we strictly fulfill all the requirements of the law and regulations. because Angola adhered to what is called SREP, which is Supervisory Review and Evaluation Process, in line with the European laws and regulations, we must make sure that when we assess a credit proposal, we, all the checklist points are checked. Sometimes entrepreneurs in Angola feel that we are being too complicated when we request that information. The point is, the more information we get, the better will be your credit rating.
Yeah.
Okay? So when people get our 3-page checklist of 75 points, they get upset.
That's
But
true. That's
if
true.
we're building a relationship must be built on transparency.
That's true.
We must know all the information about what your business is, how you're going to use the funds that we're going to be providing. We want to make sure that the entrepreneur, once he gets the money, he or she gets the money, will not use to buy a Range Rover or an apartment. That the funds will be used strictly for the business, as the business plan was prepared. If the information is not there, we will be required by our external auditors to register impairments. Impairments are direct costs, or provisions are direct costs to the bank. So if I lend you $1 million and you are in stage 1, if you fall to stage 2, then I must register another 3 to 6% impairments on top of it.
Wow.
That's a direct cost to my shareholders. And that is why, if we're building a strategic, meaning long-term partnership, we must be clear, we must be transparent in exchanging the information. So when the auditors, our internal and external auditors, look at the portfolio, they will say, okay, these guys really know what, where they got, what they got into. So I will invite your team. I'm expecting an email from you.
Okay.
We will have a meeting, identify the opportunities, the challenges, and why we did not reply in time. But once we find, the reasons, we will make sure that we work together. If you asked for 5 billion and it did not work out, let's go to 1 billion.
Yeah.
And we start slowly and we grow up together.
Of course. Thank you, CEO, Mr. Luís.
Mr. Luís, thank you once again.
Well,
that was really great.
It's a pleasure.
To our audience, as you've seen it live and direct, we have sat down with the CEO of Banco Bay, and he has given us information that you could use for your business as well. You're looking for loans, get the right information. Provide all the necessary information in order for your process to be really looked at. As he says, they have shareholders who ask questions as well. So as you have business that you ask questions, the same way the bank has questions to ask you too. But don't be afraid, there is still opportunity. Till next time, I'm your host, KD.
And I'm Elio.
We have our guest.
Great pleasure.
Luís Lelis, thanks for having me.
Thank you
and
very
I
much.
hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you very
And
much.
all the success for you. Good luck. Thank you.